Hey yo, what is going on with the viewers of the tube? Since I've been gone for a bit, I'd like to reintroduce myself as Tyler, the host of the crypto channel that is unlike the others. No begging for your subs, no begging for likes, no Bybit leverage trading links. And when I do sponsored content, I don't hide it. I clearly state it is sponsored, like you should. So it's just me and my crypto content that I hope you all love, because it's time for Chico Crypto. So to begin, why have I been gone? Why the extended break for Chico multiple times over the past month and a half? Well, I'm going to be honest with you all, I'm struggling with a really bad bout of depression. This has affected me over the years. I'm pretty sure it was there during my youth, I just didn't notice it, but it really started to show itself around the age of 23. Actually, before I started this channel, in mid-2017, I had a really bad bout of what they call the sickness, and starting this channel was what pulled me out of it. The channel gave me a purpose when I couldn't see any in my life. Although I didn't solve the underlying problems of what is causing this in the first place. I used this channel to mask those underlying problems. I got lost in content creation and spiraled out of control with bad habits, which numbed my underlying pain. Well, now I'm on a mission to figure it out. I wish I could be the daily content producer that I once was, but I don't know if I can do that and solve my personal deep-rooted issues that are causing me to feel like this. I'm trying to make major changes in my life. I've quit nicotine after years and years of use. I'm leaving Mary Jane after years and years of use. And that is tough on me, so I just wanted to let you guys know where I'm at before I start today's episode. Changes are coming, I just don't know what they will look like, but they are coming. Just like the set has been slightly changed since the last time I produced a video, so I hope you'll like the new look. So now that my sob story is out of the way, let's get right into the crypto content since I've been gone, beginning with Bitcoin. The bear trap. I'm the one who called this significant dip a massive bearish trap that would set up many shorters, and it would be a brutal one, getting even the likes of me thinking it was over, done with, kapooty. And with the BTC wick down to 28K last week, I was like, dang Gina, and I was thinking to myself, I was wrong. This isn't a trap, but a full-on bear market, and we are going to go down further. I thought about cashing out some of my crypto. They even got into my head, like I said would happen, but I held strong to my own personal beliefs and I didn't cash out. But I bet a good amount of people did, and a really good amount of people set up shorts. That is what this bear trap is all about, transferring from the weak hands to the strong and wrecking the shorters. And the shorts, they did happen. 3 days ago, a top post on the Bitcoin subreddit was about BTC shorts being up over 900%. What contributed to this? Well, a Woo blockchain on Twitter, give them a follow, posted a nice little tweet which dove into a single BTC whale or whale group who borrowed over 15,000 BTC to set up this position, a bearish one, and it was the reason we saw the dip over the weekend down into the 30K range. So those shorts, let's salute them. Because Chico thinks they're about to get rickety wrecked. How so, Chico? Well, this state of BTC affairs, the downtrend, is because of the Wyckoff Accumulation. It's a market manipulator's pattern, which is known throughout all markets, where the controllers make it look like things are going down, aka bear trap. But in reality, those that are controlling, the manipulators, are the ones accumulating. And I have to thank a Pika, @crypto_off on Twitter, give them a follow too, for their chart, which shows how the BTC price over the past month and a half is following this Wyckoff accumulation pattern, almost to the T. And I love how they call the spring in the accumulation pattern, aka the wick down to 28K, the fack out. What's supposed to happen after the spring, aka the fack out? We are supposed to turn bullish and push up towards the 40K resistance levels. So the question is, who are the manipulators doing this and how are they accumulating while the price is going down and where? Well, the large whales, the big dogs, they are not like you or me. They do not buy on the exchanges. They buy OTC, over the counter. And according to data from Glassnode, just like during the May capitulation, there were large inflows of Bitcoin to the OTC desks, which got scooped up quickly and feverishly, especially when BTC was looking nasty. And even large players like Cathie and ARK Invest bought the dip. Her next generation internet ETF bought up to 1 million shares of Grayscale's Bitcoin Trust, GBTC, during the dip, down when it was below 30K. There is accumulation going on, it's just not being reflected on the exchanges yet. These large players, the ones with fat wallets, are setting themselves up for the last hoorah of this cycle. So dang, Chico, why are you so bullish? Well, because Chico is the Bitcoin bull in the short to mid term, aka for the rest of the year. But going into 2022, we gotta get real for a second. I'm talking about what will be the reason for the BTC bubble to pop. So I've been saying this for some time, since 2018, since Binance started doing what they do, allowing unregistered and illegal centralized trading in so many jurisdictions across the globe. I have a feeling Binance and some of its main people being charged with financial crimes will be the big reason for the crypto markets to go pop. And the writing on the wall that this might be coming is clear to me. Everyone knows Binance is under the sharp eyes of the CFTC. It was announced in March that the CFTC was probing them to figure out if they are offering unregistered derivative trading to US persons. So what else is happening to the nants? Well, everyone was freaking out yesterday that Binance was banned from Britain, as some of the top news outlets were saying so. Well, no, that isn't the case per se. What really happened is the UK's financial watchdog, the FCA, Financial Conduct Authority, put out a consumer warning about using the exchange in the UK, as Binance is not permitted or regulated to operate within the UK, none of its entities. So Binance didn't get banned. I mean, you were never supposed to use Binance within the UK anyways. But it's just a warning that was put out to consumers that this unregulated entity is trying to get UK users to operate on their exchange. Wait, isn't that good news though? Just a warning? Funk, no it's not, as a timeline of events to financial charges is happening exactly as it went down with BITMEX. Remember, BITMEX used to be the market leader in derivatives trading. They were the Binance of old. In July of 2019, it was announced that BITMEX was under investigation by the CFTC for offering unregulated derivatives tradings to US persons. It was just over a year later, October of 2020, that charges were officially brought to the BITMEX execs, and big charges at that. What else happened to Binance during that time? March of 2020, the FCA in the UK put out that exact same warning to BITMEX, just like they put it out here recently to Binance. That is not just a coincidence. Guess what was announced in April of this year? That the FCA was working closely with the CFTC and the SEC for market access. And in the article, this market access has to do with American securities and derivatives. So let's just look at the timelines and we can get an estimate of when charges could be brought against Binance if they did offer those derivatives to US persons. That's not confirmed yet. The BITMEX probe was opened July of 2019 by the CFTC. Within 7 months, the FCA put out their consumer warning. And then 6 months later, the CFTC charges BITMEX founders and the execs. Binance probe opened March of 2021. Within just 3 months, the FCA put out their consumer warning. It's literally taking about half the time for this investigation cycle to happen this time, which makes me estimate 4 to 6 months until we hear the bad news. Binance and its execs might be charged, just like BITMEX's were. And if you know anything about how these markets work, that isn't good news. Cheers, I'll see you next time.